Charlie Munger, one of the greatest investors of all time, said this: buy quality stocks at the 200-week moving average. Now, the reason why I'm just saying this is because Bitcoin is currently touching the 200 MA on the weekly time frame, and we are going to see a pattern emerge that is absolutely mind-blowing. And what Charlie Munger as well said, guys, is simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. God, I hate my Dutch accent. But anyway, Charlie Munger exactly said that you need to make things simple. You know, if you go on X right now, everybody pulls out these extremely expensive and weird indicators, and everybody's like, ooh, Michael Saylor, if he's going to buy at this level, and then you're going to compare it, and then you're going to go blah, blah, blah. No, none of that is important. Literally, it's just the 200 MA, and you just buy at that level. It's just that simple. I mean, you just buy when Bitcoin is extremely oversold, and it's oversold on the weekly time frame or touching the 200 MA. Literally, that's what Bitcoin has always done throughout its history. It's really not that complicated, guys. We're going to be analyzing it. So basically what we can see right over here is this big blue line. I made it really, really big so you guys can hopefully see it. And if you're blind or you can't really see well, too bad, because I made it big enough. You can see basically whenever the Bitcoin price here touches the 200 MA, we have always seen the Bitcoin price bottoming. Now, sometimes we've seen it crash below it. Like here we slightly crashed below it, but you can see we pretty much bounced off it. Here we bounced off it. Here we broke a little bit below it, but quickly came back above it. Here, of course, we broke slightly above it. We were about to break above it, but then this goddamn person, which I'm not going to be calling the name, and you guys all know who I'm talking about, crashed the Bitcoin price, but just quickly after that, we again pumped it back to the upside. So again, if you bought here at this exact level, you bought it around 22,000 US dollar. If you bought a little bit lower, you could have potentially bought it 16,000. But anyway, the moment we touched it, the moment we broke slightly below it, that was just the end of the bear market. It really didn't crash much further to the downside. Again, we did crash one more time to the downside. You guys all know, if we just didn't have that, we could have just gone much higher the previous cycle. But anyway, we're not going to be talking about him, but you guys can clearly see that after that, we bounce back here further to the upside. Now again, we are touching it. We are again touching the 200 MA here on the weekly time frame. Now, we can totally break slightly below it. That is completely fine. We have done it below. Generally speaking, or I'd say every single time, Bitcoin exactly found its bottom here. But even if we break slightly below it, it is not the absolute end of the world. Now, if I go and I open here the weekly RSI, so I'll just open here the weekly RSI together with the 200 MA. So this is my own indicator. It's called a Team Underground indicator. You can just check it out here on TradingView. It's completely for free. I'll just have a link in the description as well. If you set this here to the weekly time frame, you can again see a very similar pattern. And again, this is what Charlie Munger said. It's like, don't get all these indicators. Don't spend all your money on indicators and have like 10 of them. Just have it extremely easy. And if you just see the simplicity in trading and the simplicity in investing, then if you just open the long-term indicators and you overlay it currently with what is happening, and you overlay it, for example, with the sentiment, what we exactly talked about, you see a very clear pattern that this really isn't science. This really isn't that complex. It's just, you just go here to the weekly time frame and look at that. If we open here the weekly time frame, we can see here in 2015, we exactly bottomed here when we touched the weekly RSI. And again, I've shown it here as bands. You can just open here the relative strength index as well and just put it on a weekly time frame. But you can see basically whenever we break here below 30, that's when you touch the bands. So I visualize it a little bit different so you can kind of see what level it has to hit to break below the oversold level. And it kind of visualizes it a little bit better because generally it closes here at the close, but you can also set it here at the low, for example. It gives you maybe a little bit of a better example, but you can kind of see what's going on here. The moment that you touch here these bands, you generally always bottom out here on the longer time frame. So again, we touched it. We did have one more mover to the downside, but that is where we bottomed. Now over here, we just touched it once and we went to the upside. Look at this. The exact crash, the COVID crash, exactly bottomed here at the weekly RSI. So if you had like a million indicators open, you would have been totally confused. If you just had this indicator open, you just put a buy order there and you just let it rest. Everything would be completely fine. You would have literally bought Bitcoin at like 4,000, which is exactly the bottom. And I kind of bought somewhere around that level as well. So everything fine there. Now, here again, we broke below it. Everybody worried, everybody crying. We went sideways. We were about to break up. We then touched it. We almost touched it, but I mean, we basically touched it. Like, you want to really, really zoom in. Like, yeah, we did technically not touch it, but I mean, it's just so close. We can just say touched it. And then after that, we had this mover to the upside. So this weekly RSI is pretty powerful every single cycle. It's like, okay, if you want to accumulate Bitcoin and you just put a buy order whenever we touch it, you're pretty solid. So we again touch this weekly RSI right over here. And then what you guys can see is that we are again coming very, very close to it. Now we're almost touching it. We haven't touched it yet, but if we do have one more movement to the downside and we go to about 56,000, we are going to be touching that again. And again, going back to what Charlie Munger said, it is simplicity is the ultimate okay, I'm not gonna. This video is really, I don't even know where my sophistication. There we go. Holy shit, my Dutch accent, guys. I have a speech problem. But again, simplicity is exactly what we want to see. That's our power and that's how Bitcoin works. So what am I going to be doing? Well, to be honest, guys, I'm already all into Bitcoin. I bought it like super, super low levels. I don't really have a philosophy where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like DCA out of Bitcoin at the tops. I still have plenty of cash that I can potentially use here to buy more Bitcoins. You know, you guys know I have a second channel as well, Team Underground. I've made making videos for a long time. I've been in the space for a very long time. So I'm not really in poverty. But yeah, if I were to buy a bunch of Bitcoin, which to be honest, I am already quite overbought here on Bitcoin, I would probably buy it here at about 55,000 US dollar. Just put a buy order there and that is really sufficient. I mean, again, if you have done this every single cycle, just put a buy order here, just like that, you would have exactly bought here at the bottom. There's no reason to look at million indicators or look at what X or the sentiment or the stock markets. It's just really plain and simple like that. So again, going back to the 200 MA, we are touching the 200 MA. We are again coming very closer to the weekly RSI. These are the two primary indicators that if we touch that, we bounce from it. Again, we're already bouncing from the 200 MA. Big investors are looking for this type of indicator. Big investors are buying at this level. So you can already expect that massive liquidity is flowing into the market. You guys can see that these major long-term investors are DCAing below here some of these levels. So smart money is coming in. The weekly RSI is probably again going to be a level where smart money is running in. Again, if Charlie Munger would be alive, sadly he has passed away, but if he would be alive, literally he would just, you know, if he believed in Bitcoin, which sadly he didn't, but if he did, this is exactly the level that he would be buying. So again, the masters, the investors, the professionals, the geniuses, the billionaires, they're all looking at literally just this MA on the chart and they see it breaking below it, they see it touching it, and they just start buying. So again, it's not so sophisticated. If you are worried, then just look at the 200 MA and just think to yourself, hey, that's where all the billionaires, all the smart money, all the rich people, and me, I wouldn't call myself a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire, but this is where smart people are buying. So if you're stressed about it, just think about all the new money that's flowing into the space. Relax, chill, and that's it. So that's it for the video. Bye-bye.